college, my mentor taught me one piece of advice. In front of your students, you must laugh, she said. You must become an actress. You must make education something the students will never forget, with your sense of humor intact and your childish silliness in plain sight. She never laughed. In fact, the irony was she made more art education majors cry than anyone had ever made any student cry in the history of the university. The irony was she taught me how to be strong and unwilling to be pushed over in times of stress and consequence, in times of pure controversy, in times of pure chaos. She taught me how to take constructive criticism and become a better teacher. So I remembered this ironic piece of wisdom in my recent experiences in the classroom and in my life. I laugh. I laugh with the students when I can. I make the subject matter funny when I can, and I use my personality to excite the students to learn, students of any age. And it works. Humor in the classroom is usually defined as an unwelcomed behavior, a disruptive and negative distraction in the school environment. I would like to share a few stories of teachers in the field that believe that humor in the classroom works, whether to improve self-esteem, motivate the masses, reduce stress and anxiety, improving morale and team building, to enhance creative thinking, or simply to avoid burnout. Teacher 1. There have been so many times when other teachers have criticized me for being too fun. They say the kids won't pay attention in their classes because they were too excited about the lessons in my class and wouldn't stop talking about them. What am I supposed to say to that? I'm sorry my lessons are memorable. I'm sorry you can't keep their attention. I do what comes naturally to me, what I was meant to do. To those who say entertainment cannot be educational, I say that is ridiculous. My students are learning. Their test scores are among the highest in the state, and these same students never seem to become burned out on learning. Well, in my class anyway. What is my classroom motto? Bring your pencils and papers to my class, but above all, bring yourself, and don't you dare forget your brain. Teacher 2. I started out serious, Ben Stein serious. But after a year of losing my voice because I had to yell to get the class's attention so much, I started to think, why isn't this working for me? I was a good teacher. My lessons were organized. Everything was thought of. Every T was crossed and every I dotted. I received a 4.0 in undergrad and grad school and had nothing but positive feedback from all my supervisors and mentors. What was I doing wrong? So I decided to implement a student survey. I was teaching high school students at that time, so all of the students were very open about their opinions. I will share a few responses with you. One student said, "My class was so boring they had to take drugs just to be able to come to school and focus." Another student said they enjoyed the subject that was being taught, but couldn't make it through a lecture without wondering if I had a social life. He just couldn't imagine that anyone would find me interesting. Ouch. These were by far the harshest of all statements, but really resonated with me as I began to change the ways in which I saw myself and how I taught. So I decided to inject my personality into the classroom. I stopped seeing my classroom as a government institution like my pet professors and people before me had described it, and started seeing it as an opportunity for change and the beginning of success for many students. How did it work out? Well, I won Teacher of the Year 3 years in a row now. I've never been happier. My classroom motto before, give someone a fish and they eat for a day. Teach someone to fish and they can provide for themselves for life. My classroom motto after, while you're here, you might as well open your eyes. What have you got to lose? Teacher 3. Yes, having a sense of humor can get you into trouble, especially if you don't have a solid foundation for classroom management in place. There have been times when I didn't use my sense of humor correctly and hurt someone's feelings, or had a student take something I said out of context. but the benefits are startling, and I can risk a little unruliness once in a while in order to create an awesome learning environment where my kids actually enjoy coming every day. What is it that Belle Kaufman said in Up the Down Staircase? Oh yes, enthusiasm was discouraged because it creates noise. Do you know what my classroom motto is? Let's make some noise, people. My opinion, there are many teaching methods, a lot of which work for many different kinds of teachers. So stick to what works, but forget about the myth that humor causes chaos. Just because learning is serious and challenging doesn't mean that the process can't be fun and engaging. Humor stirs your students so much that they do not learn. It is the wrong kind of humor. So use your sense of humor. Use it in moderation, but use it. Your sense of humor may be the key to your survival as a teacher. Let's make some noise, people.